We're live? All right, we're live. It's crazy. Hmm, Never imagined I'd be live, but I am. So, anyway, members of the culture, I am Ra and you are here. I would like to take this time to start off by saying, I know it says it's the four T's, but I want to make certain that of those T's, the most important T in there is thanks. And that is me saying thank you to every subscriber that I have. There's 15 of you, and those 15 of you mean the world to me, 110%. Thank you guys for being part of this journey. Like, hello. Okay. Thank y'all. It means more than you could possibly understand. For you guys to be a part of this journey is huge. It's huge. So while you get the normal stick of I am Ryan, you are here. Yeah, that's true. It's important that I start this video out in a serious note and say thank you, because I do want to say thanks. Because without you all, there is no us. There's no culture. There's no movement. There's no channel. There's no any of that. So thank you. I am most grateful and humbled from the bottom of my heart for the 15 of you that are here. Anyone that takes the time out of their day to listen to us here at this channel, rant, review, uh, ramble, whatever it is that we choose to do on those days, you took time out of your day to listen to us do it. So we're most grateful. So, folks, I want to get right into it. I want to talk about the four T's. So we've already covered the thanks, which is most important. Next T you want to talk about is Todd. Which Todd you say? Excuse me. Well, that would be none other than Mr. Todd McFarlane. I don't know if Todd watches the show. I doubt it. But if somebody that knows him uh, can possibly tell him to watch the show, I'd appreciate it. We are fans here of the Todd Father, 110%. We are. But we're fans of a lot of things, of good quality product, whether it's Marvel Legends, Mythic Legions, Mondo, Hot Toys, whatever it is, DC Multiverse, DC Direct, whatever it is, right? We're fans. But I gotta say that, I mean, it's not a secret. If you're listening right now, and you're a collector, I'm sure you are keenly aware that Todd McFarlane will. I don't know the details. Let me be clear on that, because he might still. I got another video up talking about DC Direct and how he might continue doing DC, since he said he's not out of the DC business. But unless you've been living under a rock, you're aware that somewhere around July or August of next year, Todd McFarlane will be losing the license for DC Multiverse to Mattel, meaning Mattel will then do DC Multiverse figures. How that's going to work out, size, scale, look, all of that is yet to be determined. They haven't really talked about it. I'm sure that out of respect for how the situation is going with that current license, they can't really talk about it. It just more any more so than Todd can talk about what his plans are after DC Multiverse when he loses the license. So he has to be a little bit tight-lipped. They have to be a little bit tight-lipped, and I guess everything will come out next year around August. Okay, but thanks will tie into that, because I'd like to tell Todd McFarlane thank you, because he did a lot with that license. I know you got he's a divisive and I guess polarizing figure to some people, but I'm very grateful for what he gave us. Um, what I got out of the game initially, I don't think I had much in the way of McFarlane figures, but when I came back, oh boy, when I came back, I all of a sudden became, a DC Multiverse collector. Then as of this year, I became a page puncher collector, right? So I'm in it with McFarlane. I like 7-inch figures. It's nothing against six, because I do have 6-inch figures up there. You can't tell them. I'm pointing like you guys can see. But there's Marvel Legends. Excuse me. There's Marvel Legends up there. There's obviously Spawn figures over there. Number one in my heart. Like I told you, if you guys ever heard my story, Spawn was one of the first things I ever collected way back in the day, long before I got out and came back. But when I came back, I told the story, and a shout out again to Clever's Multiverse. Really good cat. If you've never checked out his channel, please do so. I got a whole video up about how he was inspiring me to release a video that I was thinking about doing, where I talked about the value of some figures, and not monetary, but the attachment that you have to those figures. You might have figures that meant a whole lot to you for whatever reason, sentimental or whatnot. But in any case, when I came back, um, I decided that I was going to start doing some DC figures because Dark is in my fave four. If anyone doesn't know that, he is one of my fave four characters. So I started with him, and then I just kept going. Now I have, oh gosh, Captain Carrot. I collect the Green Lantern Corps, the Yellow Lantern Corps. Excuse me. I got Commander Steel and Captain Carrot and Power Girl and Penguin and a whole bunch of stuff. Anyway, um, I just became a McFarlane fan, but I'm also a Super Seven fan of certain things. I'm a Turtle lover, so therefore I'm a NECA fan. I mean, I know that that license other people have it, but I like the work that NECA has done with it more than anybody else. But I'm also a wrestling figure fan. You guys know that, right? See, it is. My AEW Sting. I did not have a Sting figure, believe it or not. It's crazy that I didn't. I didn't have a lot of wrestling figures before about in the last year anyway. And it's really, really cool to be able to collect things. But I really wanted to say, thanks to Todd for what he did. He brought a lot of figures out, and he is on an absolute tear right now. If you're collecting, I mean, tariffs up. There's that other T brought it in there. The tariffs be damned. Todd is getting. He is dropping like this. He's dropping figures. Like, I mean, there is no signs of him slowing down. I mean, does anybody out there think that Todd is about to slow down? No, 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 no. I did not think so. So Todd's not slowing down anytime soon. I don't blame him. Get all your paper that you can, Todd. Get all of it. But he is really, I don't know if maybe this has forced him to put out some stuff he might not have otherwise put out, but he has definitely stepped up to the plate big time and has given us some really good figures as of late, some characters that I know we wanted for a long time that may or may not have been on the slate. Obviously, I don't know. I'm not in the room. I don't know what he had up, but I know he's released a bunch of and I have people I talk to that are excited about Our Man and the latest Green Arrow that he has. I mean, there's so many. And I did not get those, but there are other people that love them some Our Man. And hey, and I've always said, do what you like, collect what you like. If that's your figure, go for it. But bottom line is, I'd like to say thanks to him because, and I hope Mattel does a good job. I'm not hating. I don't want anyone to think that. I want us all to get the figures that we want and deserve. I want everybody to do well, make money, and let's continue this hobby and this culture. I don't want just one person being in the hands of something. I like competition. I think it drives innovation and it's good for business. So I want to see as many companies as they possibly can thrive in America, worldwide. I'm all about that because the more people that produce, the better it is for us as collectors. We got way more bites at the apple, so to speak, to get the figures that we want, and that's big and that's huge. The last T I think I haven't covered is time. Folks, when I speak about time, I mean, you need to value it. It is the most important resource that you have, although you don't realize it, right? We spend it like it's unlimited, but it really isn't. It's definitely finite in terms of a human being. We just don't know how much time we have, right, on Earth. But we spend it like that. So my take from that is use your time wisely. Get the figures that you want to get, whatever it is you collect, whether you collect Funko Pops or gym shoes or video games or whatever it is that you collect, whatever it is that you like, whatever it is that you're into, that you have an amount of that you go out of your way and make disposable income purchases on, make sure that you spend time and enjoy it, right? Because if you don't enjoy it, what are you doing it for? That's kind of my spiel on that. Enjoy your hobby. I post these memes all the time where I say, hey, it might have something funny about what I think when someone says adults shouldn't collect action figures. And I won't say what it says because I don't want to. get this video censored. But basically, if you've looked at the Great Raw Forever on Instagram or followed us on TikTok, which you should be doing both of those, but if you've seen that, then you'll know exactly how we feel about that. I don't believe in judging people that are doing something that makes them happy. That's not hurting other people. Do what you like, as long as you're not hurting somebody. What's the big deal? If you collect action figures or you collect wrestling belts, or that's part of the culture. I'm a culture guy, so I'm not gonna hate anybody that's in the culture. Like I said, I just had an event a couple weeks ago at our toy collector group, where this guy that he collects muscle figures. Those old tiny muscle figures. I might be dating myself, but just Google him if you don't know muscle. But he collects those and GI Joes, and obviously those have come back, and everybody loves those. And I know people that collect Funko Pops. I have some myself. I don't have like that wall of 500 or 1,000. Thank God, didn't go that far, but I do collect a wide range of things over time since I came back. Um, and I use that time. I take time to enjoy my hobby. I keep saying time. You don't know how much you have left, so make sure that you make the most of your time. Not just that, but with your families, your friends, and fellow collectors. If you guys get to, I advise you, if you're in a collector group and you guys don't get together, you're doing yourself a disservice. Get together, have conversations, fellowship as brothers and sisters. Enjoy your time, man, on this earth. It's so important because you're here today, gone tomorrow. And I ain't bringing doom and gloom. I'm just saying, make sure you value your time, right? So those are the four T's I really wanted to ultimately. I'm sorry, I didn't cut the last one. Tariffs, folks. Plain and simple. We don't have control over that. We can hope, pray, wish, want, do whatever we want. Whatever was in our power. But at the end of the day, there's a thing that I tell people: control what you can control, and let everything else fall into place. Tariffs are not something that we really have any control over. I hope that situation gets resolved. I'm not a political guy, a debater. And I'm not going to debate with anybody about the pros versus cons of tariffs or the reasoning behind it or any kind of stuff like that. We're just left to deal with the fact that the tariffs exist. So I would say, especially when it comes to collecting, get what you like while they're paused, because ultimately they will affect toy collecting. It's not a doom and gloom thing either. That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. It will eventually affect collecting, but how much it affects collecting is kind of up to the individual. You may have to make adjustments on how you collect, how often, what you collect, so on and so forth. And I trust that everybody out there under the sound of my voice is a capable adult, able to make those decisions, right? But let's not let this tariff thing drive us apart. Let's not let this tariff thing, if we can help it, take our hobby down. Some of us have spent multiple years and obviously lots of money into the hobby, right? And we didn't do it just to throw it all away. I'm sure we did it to enjoy our collection. So let's make sure that again we take the time to not allow the tariffs stop us from being thankful for one another and for Todd. Didn't try to tie that all together, but at the end of the day, I definitely would like to say, please, folks, use your time wisely, spend your money wisely, do what you need to do what you would like to do. You've earned it, man. It's hard out here. It really, really is. So if you see what you want and you can budget it and do it, go for it. If you can make deals on Macari, eBay, or whatnot, however you do it. As long as you're responsible and you get what you want and you enjoy it and you take the time to enjoy this hobby and to enjoy one another. That's what's really crucial and important on this journey. And that's really what I want to say today. Folks, I really appreciate your time. It means the world to us. So if you would do me the biggest favor, make sure that you're following us and checking us out at the Great Raw or the Great Raw Forever, whether you're on Instagram, IGX, or here on YouTube. Please check us out. We have videos dropping all of all the time, including podcasts every Thursday at 4 p.m. So until we meet again, as I say all the time, please continue to keep collecting. Please continue. I'm saying keep up. That's branding. I got to get paid. Please continue to stay collecting. Please continue to Stay tuned. And above all, ladies and gentlemen, thank you and stay great. You all have a good one until we see you again on the next